Hey, come here for a second. I got to show you something. It was on TikTok, and you've probably seen it a bunch of times already. It's asking ChatGPT to replicate the same image 100 times. And the first one I get is obviously the one that we've seen the most is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. And what happens is you ask ChatGPT to take an image, we upload a picture of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and then you ask it to generate that image 100 times. And one of the limitations of large language models when they generate images is they don't copy the image. What they do is they generate, because they're AI generators, they gen AI, right? They generate images. And so each generation of the image is slightly different than the one before it. So what happens is if you make them into a sequence, what happens is you see the the entropy of that image. It goes from Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson to MS Paint Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson from the mid 90s. And it's absolutely unhinged. I'm going to stop it right here when he gets to this, just with the blue thing on his lips and everything. And it's on a site called Finally AI. And it's just one of many. I don't know why I'm picking on this particular content creator, but I think it's funny here. In the comments, I asked ChatGPT to create a perfect replica of The Rock 100 times, and what I got back, some of the weirdest blah, blah, blah. Anyway, the first comment was, no, you didn't. I saw the original, which is true. We all saw the original somewhere else. I think it was on Reddit. I don't remember, or Twitter, or whatever, X, whatever. And Finally AI was like, well, no one actually owns AI-generated work, and then he's kind of like, but that's a shame, because there's copyright and stuff like that, and the fact that you're stealing shamelessly and then even posting as if you did this is actually kind of gross and disgusting. But all these AI influencers are kind of gross and disgusting. And so anyway, it goes to a thing called replicate image. Okay, and that's where you create these images. And let's hop on over there real quick right now, because I'm here for you, and I want to do this so that you don't have to do this, right? Okay, so we go to replicate image real quick here, and what it says here: create the exact replica of this image, don't change a thing, upload your photo, and watch as it recursively transforms through multiple ChatGPT replications up to 500 times. And I guess the main question is why? Like, what do you get out of doing this other than posting it on TikTok or whatever? Each time you generate an image, it's the equivalent of like flushing the toilet or keeping the tap open. So if you are like me and you're triggered when you see someone just leave the water tap open for minutes, seconds, or minutes when they're this should drive you crazy, because this is just an obscene waste of the planet's resources, really, with no good application, right? So I'm like, okay, let me just go and try and sign up for this service, and you see all these user-generated examples, which are, yeah. Anyway, I don't know what they're getting out of this, and I'm like, okay, so this is kind of fun, I guess. I'm going to try and do it myself, even though it's a terrible waste of resources. And I upload an image, and I'm ready to do it, but then I realize, hey, I have 0 gas remaining, and then I'm like, okay, pricing, and then here we go. It's $5 for 50 gas. It's strange that they're using these terms to describe what you're doing, but it's $30 for 500 replicated images. And again, it's only available till May 5th, which is 3 days ago, and today's the 9th. I don't know when this video is getting posted. I don't know when you're watching it, but it's only available until in the past. And so I guess the question is, what do you do with this thing other than post it on TikTok and try to get, to scam other people into doing it as well? Like, I don't understand what the business case here, what the use case is here. And then it's just The Rock again and the guy. But let's go back for a second to that original video that we were watching with Finally AI, right? And then it's obvious that the actual AI creator here, the content creator, is using some kind of DID or something to replicate himself, to make a virtual twin. He's using ChatGPT apparently to create the content. So he's actually, there's no human in sight in any of this. There's a lot of people that are doing the same exact thing. And so if you look at the examples here on, it's like Steve Aoki Jesus, 100 times podcasting Jesus, I guess, turned into Tyson Fury. I don't know, anyway. And so what you see here is a very interesting process, which is much more visible when you look at it the entropy in video form, like when you see it visually. But it's actually kind of what happens with the large language model's text as well, right? Because if you have this large language model which is trained on training data that was created by a large language model, it's also kind of recursive, and you're generating new content on generated content. You also have hallucinations, and so that explains why that's one of the reasons why there's so many hallucinations in when you're using large language models. And here we have Elon Musk, and one of the few examples where every single image after the first one was way less creepy and way less disgusting. Oh, ew, David. And yeah, you can see the first comment here. It looks much better now on the Elon Musk one. ChatGPT prompt, create the exact replica of the image, don't change a thing 101 times, but with Elon. And everyone after the first one is less scary. And again, this is tech alchemy, and again, these are all just scammers. Please, people, stop listening to these people and taking advice from these people, or getting scared when you see a video and all these things are like, oh my god, progress. No, this is all just scams. And so we have Bucky Irving, and this is the time for me to admit that I am not a huge sports fan. I may look like a huge sports fan, but I don't really know much about sports. I don't know who Bucky Irving is from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but apparently he is the entire universe. It's everything. It all starts and ends with Bucky Irving. Here, let's take another look. It starts off with him in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and then it slowly morphs into him being an outlaw in the Wild West, and then it becomes the entire universe. And so really maybe it's to say that the entire universe is inside each and every one of us, and we just have to keep on recreating ourselves to find it. I don't know. And then there's this very scary lady who starts off scary and gets progressively scarier and angrier and more frustrated in the department. I don't know what department. And then she closes her eyes and becomes Asian. Okay. A cat. I don't know what's going to happen to the cat. I don't really care, to be honest. Nice vid. Okay. And so again, we have finally AI, and it's so again, I guess the thing is, if you don't have a problem looking at running water that's just getting thrown down the drain, that's just going down the drain for no reason, if you don't have a problem with that, here's all the rest of finally AI generated videos where he's wasting the planet's resources to show off for a few likes. I guess in a way I'm no different than this guy, you know, just because I'm critical of this stuff doesn't make me any better or worse. So finally AI, you can come at me in the comments. So anyway, I'm curious, do you use this tool, and do you have any idea what this tool can be used for other than to just post on TikTok? I don't know. I don't get it. Yep. Anyway, what I will do is I will leave you with the image that I uploaded of myself. I didn't end up replicating myself 100 times, but I did use a tool called Hydra to make me say this.
Folks are out here generating the same AI image 100 times, like they're trying to summon a digital Pokemon. Buddy, the servers are crying. You know how much water and power that takes?
The servers are crying, people. Or they're just it's condensation. It's hard to tell.